Welcome on MGSS YouTube channel. I am Navkan Misra with you to discuss understanding quadrilaterals, and this I will discuss polygon and its types. Hope you have to enjoy this session. So keep watching MGSS YouTube channel. My dear students, last day I taught you about simple and closed figure. Again, you have to just revise simple and closed figure. Such figure whose starting point or initial point and final point both are different is known as open figure, and such figure whose starting and end point is same, it is not distinct, such figure is known as closed figure. Two types of figure are regarding open and closed curve and simple curve. Three definitions I have just going to be mentioned. First one is I am just going to discuss these two at first: open curve and closed curve. Open curve, such curve which begins from one point and ends at another point. Means what it means? Begins with one point and it ends with another point. You can just see in this case, it starts from A and it ends with B, and both are totally different points, and such figure is known as open figure. If you discuss the second one, closed curve, a curve which begins from a point and ends at that same points. Sometimes in place of same, very word is also used. It is start with the same point and ends with that point. Suppose that it is start with O and also ends at O. It means initial and final both point is O. Such figure is known as, such curve figure is known as closed curve. Now you can just classify curve into two types. First one is simple curve, and second one is complex one. Regarding simple curve, you know that this is also curve. If you write this figure, this is also curve. When you write a figure like 8, it is also curve figure. What is the meaning of simple curve? Simple curve definition says that the curve which does not intersect itself. Does not intersect itself. What it means? Actually, my dear, you can just see that these two curves starting from here and ends at B. In this starting from O and ends at O. Means there is not any other points where this line intersects. This curve line intersect. However, if you discuss in this case, you just see that it is starting from here and intersect itself at this point. Begins with A, ends with B, but also it intersects at C. When it intersects at any other point except the end point or a starting point, then it is known as complex curve. It cannot be said simple curve. So these two figures cannot be called as simple curve. All such figure, you can just see that this is a simple curve. This one is also simple curve because it couldn't intersect at any points. If it intersects, suppose that such type of figure you have just drawn, you can just see that at a distinct point here, and you can just notice that it intersects at various points. So this figure cannot be considered as simple curve. Hope you have to understand simple curve, open curve and closed curve. Now I have to discuss two different definitions: interior of a closed curve and exterior of a closed curve. When you draw a curve has two regions. One region inside this closed curve, and second one is outside of this closed curve. Two regions. Understood? And similarly, you can just define it as the region which is inside the closed curve is known as interior part of a closed curve, and the region which is outside of the closed curve is known as exterior part of closed curve. So interior and exterior, sometimes interior points and exterior points is asked, then you have to, some points have been located. Suppose that here is A, B, C, D, E, F, and you have asked the question that name the interior points of this closed curve. My dear, you know that in the given figure A and B, both points are present inside this closed curve, and this is why it is known as interior parts of or interior points of the closed curve. You can just notice which points are outside of this closed curve. D, E and F. D, E and F are present in the outside of this curve, and this is why these all points are known as outer points or exterior points of this closed figure. You can just ask a question: if points are located on the boundary, neither inside nor outside, then what is its name? You can just ask. In the case of C, C is a point which is located on the boundary of this figure. This is neither inside and nor outside. Such points which locate on the boundary of this figure are known as coincide points, lies on the boundary, and this is why these points are on perimeter, because this is a circular one. Inside means inside the boundary. Outside means exterior points must be outside of the boundary, and third condition, it is present over the boundary. Regarding the calculation of region, interior parts, when you have to find out circular region of the figure, then not only you have to calculate the interior part of the circle, but also boundary of the circles also include in the interior. So circular parts has included interior parts plus area occupied by its boundary, and exterior part in case of circle which is calculated the region outside of the boundary. And this is why in this case you have to only find out the interior and exterior points. So interior points are A, B because it is located inside the boundary, and exterior points are D, E and F because it is outside of the boundary. And very interesting, polygon. And regarding polygon, you must know that a simple closed curve formed by only line segment, which is formed only by line segment, such figures are known as polygon. And you can just see that several figures which are made up of, this figure cannot be called polygon because it is not closed, simple closed. This figure cannot be called a polygon because it is not simple closed. But if you draw triangle, then it is known as a polygon. This is the first member of a regular polygon because it is not only closed but also a polygon. I will discuss regular and irregular in next video. Whatever this is a polygon. This one is also a polygon because it is simple closed figure and made up of line segments only. Similarly, you can draw such figure. This figure is also a polygon because it is the simple closed curve and it is made up of line segments only. Of such figures which has the two conditions. At first you have to check that it is simple closed curve, and second one, it is made up of only line segments. If any such figure will satisfy these two conditions, must be a polygon, and it is very important to learn about polygons. In next video I will discuss different types of polygons and some basics regarding some definitions, some terms regarding polygons. Hope you have to enjoy this session. Thank you very much.